What's up, everybody? Make sure my mic's on. What's up, everyone? Another terrible weather day here in South Texas. I've been on a roll cranking out content, so gonna bust out another video for you about these guys. Mystery Tackle Box. I decided I'm gonna cancel my subscription to Mystery Tackle Box Pro. Give you some reasons why. As you can see, I've been doing it for 4 months now. I started out with the small box, then I was like, that wasn't very cool. Let's upgrade to the Pro box and see if it comes with more, better baits. And I've been doing it now for 3 months. This is for the Inshore Mystery Tackle Box. And let me tell you why I'm gonna cancel. So before I get really far into it, I'm gonna tell you what comes in the boxes, how much it costs, all that stuff. And while I'm doing it, just start brainstorming why a guy like me may want to cancel this. 1, 2, 3. These are $30 boxes, and I don't remember how much this one was, like 10 something bucks, whatever. Let's just call it I spent $100 over the course of 4 months with Mystery Tackle Box. Now, I was thinking about it. If I were to go and spend $100 in the baits that I have confidence in, let's just say baits, line, and terminal tackle. If I spend $100 like at Walmart or Roy's Bait Tackle here in Corpus Christi, or any random fishing store, $100 worth of baits is a lot of baits. It's gonna be pretty obvious pretty quick. You're gonna see some discrepancies as far as what I would consider an Inshore box. I'm just gonna dump all these guys out. By the way, I'm giving these boxes away. How we'll do it is 1 month from today. I'm gonna check the comments. Then I'm gonna pick 1, 2, 3, 4 random comments. I'm gonna make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, so subscribe if you haven't already. And then I'll verify the comment, make sure that you're subscribed, and then you'll get one of these boxes. And then I'll throw in some of my confidence baits, like baits that I actually really use. And we're gonna get into that in the latter half of this video. That way, the 4 of you will all be getting some cool stuff. Going through these boxes, the biggest deal that I have with these boxes is they call it an Inshore box, all right? And then they send you big giant baits like this. And then they give you these little things right here. This is the Duo Realist Fang Bait 140 DR. Right, that's great, but I'm not gonna throw this inshore. This bait is huge. What I would do with this bait is let my buddy use this offshore to go catch kingfish. I'm in Corpus Christi, Texas right now, but I just came from Pensacola, Florida, so my audience is split between Florida and Texas. I would throw this offshore, man, not inshore. That's a giant bait. All right, so not an inshore bait. Let's see what else. These crazy looking squid things, I don't think a speckled trout is gonna be as eager to hit that as he would like a soft plastic paddle tail. Things that I do like that come in the Mystery Tackle Box is they come with terminal tackle, but I do think that they advertise that the retail price, what they advertise as the retail price is actually higher than what it would be if you went into the store and bought it. So they're saying that you're getting a big giant value by buying these boxes. It's 30 bucks, but I think that if you went into the bait shop and spent 30 bucks, you would actually get baits that you wanted or you researched and you want to try to use, and you wouldn't end up with a whole bunch of stuff that's just going to sit in boxes. So anyway, jig heads, I'm super preferential to one type of jig head, and once we get into my confidence baits, I'll show you which one. There are some cool things that I would like to try. like I think this is like a shaky head type thing. It's like a bass tackle thing. A lot of this stuff is very, very similar to bass tackle, which is another reason why I'm not a big fan of the mystery tackle box for inshore. The people who are running that, I don't think that they have a good idea of what inshore tackle is. Either that, or they're trying to blend together stuff from the freshwater. That way they're putting the same baits in different boxes to save money. I don't know. Either way, it's not good to me. But that could be cool. But you know, they say this is worth like $5 or $6 or something, but it's 2 soft plastics with 1 jig head. Like, no. You could buy a whole pack of jig heads and a whole thing of soft plastics. Salted tubes. Dudes, that's bass tackle. That's not inshore saltwater fishing tackle. At least where I'm from. I've been fishing inshore in Florida and now in Texas for over a year. Florida since I was a kid, like 10 years old on summer vacation. Never once have I seen anybody throw a salted tube inshore. Comment if I'm wrong. Maybe. They send you a lot of cheap stuff too. So popping cork. Anybody who fishes inshore for any amount of time, they know that popping corks are killer inshore. Well, this is just a super cheap popping cork. I don't want to break this one because I'm going to give it to somebody, but this flimsy wire is just cheap. A high quality popping cork is like this guy. It's got actual wire. So if this guy kinks, then this popping cork is done. The cork won't slide. Now listen to this. These are plastic beads, not glass. All right. These are, I want to say titanium beads with a big old weight, and they're ceramic beads with a titanium wire. That's what it is. And it's flexible, so you're not going to bend this thing. Big difference in quality, all right? And you're thinking, well, you're getting it in this box with all this stuff. Yeah, but I would rather buy once, like buy once, cry once. I would rather spend $10 on a popping cork that I'm going to use for a really long time than spend $30 on a box full of stuff that I'm never going to throw. So you starting to see the trend here. Here's a big, giant, deep diving crankbait. This thing gets down to 10 feet of water. There isn't any water that's 10 feet that's, you know, very accessible in the flats, like the grass flats. When I say inshore, I think of grass flats, and you know, in like the inshore area, not deep water like 10 foot in the, you know, in the middle of the bay. That's not really what I would call inshore fishing. Yeah, just not a bait that I'm gonna throw. Now, if I were to keep this stuff, my buddy Mike's got a big, awesome offshore boat. I would hook this up on a, you know, 40-pound wire and throw this out the back of the boat and troll for kings with it, and it would probably smash. Sometimes you do get stuff that like I would never throw unless somebody gave it to me, like this Whopper Plopper. And it actually kind of looks like a mullet. And I tried this one and I didn't catch anything on it. So one of you guys can have it. And then just a lot of cheap soft plastics. So Catchco is like the guys that that do these baits. Catchco. And I think it's exclusive for Mystery Tackle Box. And they say that these baits are super expensive. Like, you know, they're setting this retail price for what they think that it's worth. Well, this compared to this, this is saying cheaper, and I like it 10 times more than this, and I'll never throw this. So, yeah, I think I kind of drove my point home. The reason why I got Mystery Tackle Box is my wife, she has a subscription makeup thing called BoxyCharm and a few other ones she gets every month. And she was getting all this stuff in the mail, and I was like, dang, that's cool. And then you've seen it on like all the YouTubers that are monetized, they have ads in their videos. I'm not monetized yet, by the way. But Mystery Tackle Box is a big one. And then you'll see that a lot of the big time YouTubers like John B, Milliken Fishing. I love Milliken Fishing. I'm not downplaying him at all. He's my favorite YouTuber, even though it's a freshwater fishing channel. I just think that guy's like a straight hustler. But they're all pushing Mystery Tackle Box, so I was like, dang, okay, let's try Mystery Tackle Box. And for inshore saltwater fishing, not so much. The Bass Tackle Boxes, they may be legit, but that's not my cup of tea, so I can't really speak on that. But yeah, there you go, man. Inshore fishing to me, and saltwater fishing in general, the fish species are so aggressive. There's a couple tried and true baits that everybody knows about that if you stock up on them, like when they go on sale, which they do all the time, then like all these boxes, we'll call it $100 worth of boxes. If I went and spent $100 worth of my confidence baits, I would have a whole lot of baits and it would last me a long time. So now that we got that out of the way, I'm gonna tell you what they are, just real quick, a little bit about them. I'm not gonna go into super great detail because I don't want this video to be longer than like 10-15 minutes. So here we go. All right, so real quick now, say that instead of buying 4 Mystery Tackle Boxes, you saved up $100. And you had $100 to go to the store and buy a bunch of baits. You could probably buy 1 or 2 of all these baits I'm about to show you, and I am 100% confident that you would go out there and you would catch fish. Granted that you had good conditions and you were in a spot that actually had fish in it. A lot of people ask me, or like I'll give them a suggestion and they're like, I did what you said and you didn't catch any fish. And it's like, well, it's because there's no fish there, bro. Like, you gotta move. Anyway, I'm not gonna rant about that. We'll go from my, we'll save the best for last. I'm gonna go down the line. All right, you got Top Waters. This is a Top Dog. I've been using this bait since I was like 10 years old, man. Catching big old bull reds. All right, Top Water. This is a small bone. I would say probably is the best inshore color top water bait. It just catches fish, man. This is a Super Spook Junior. And there's tons of different top water baits. Just find one that you have confidence in. But I would recommend the Super Spook Junior and the MirrOlure She Dog and She Pup if you're first starting out. Pink is a great color also. Next we'll go to the jerk bait. All right, next we'll go with the jerk bait. This is a Rapala Shadow Rap. I take this bait with me every time I go, and I got 2 of them. I have one that's like a shallow dive and then one that's a deeper dive. This is the deeper diving one. Just, you know, I use a fish finder and I look at charts before I go fishing, so I know how deep the water is generally, but I use this guy to troll with, so I'll throw this behind the kayak whenever I'm paddling out to get to a spot I'm trying to go fish. Rapala Shadow Rap. I also throw this from the bank too, so sometimes I don't have time to go in the kayak or on the boat or whatever, and I'm lucky enough to have some good inshore spots like within walking distance from my house, and you know, I'll just go drink a beer and kick it in the evening and just go throw. But I've caught a lot of trout. There's a video on my channel where I catch a whole bunch of trout with one of these. Next up, we'll go with the Mirrodine by MirrOlure. Mirrodine. This one is a Paul Brown's. It's soft. It's a killer bait for in the winter. The big giant specks, they tear these things up, and reds, but they say with the soft one they'll hit it and the texture of it is squishy, so like they'll come back. It feels more like a live bait instead of a hard bait. This is a Top Water Mirrodine that's got little propellers on it, and then everybody knows of the 17 MR Mirrodine. That's the one. If you want to start trying out Mirrodines, just search Mirrodine 17 MR. And then get the one that has the chartreuse back on it with the silver sides. That's like, I think everybody has that hard bait in their tackle box. Next is the spoon, Gold Spoon. This is a Johnson Silver Minnow. If you come from a family of fishermen, then your grandpa probably had this box, or this spoon in his box. This just flat out catches fish, man. It's weedless. Works good. These are also really fun to throw on the beach. We're talking inshore fishing, but this is a great bait to throw in the surf. All right, next up, soft plastics. I prefer soft plastic paddle tails, and my favorite one, my confidence bait, is the Down South particularly the Chicken of the Sea color. I'll just load a couple of these guys up on different size jig heads depending on the water that I'm in. I keep them already tied on or put on the jig head, and I keep them in the box. All these little baits, they'll all fit in a small tackle box like this, and I fish in the kayak mostly, so I put them in the little box, put them in my kayak hatch. If you're taking, like, I just saw something ridiculous. What is it? Plano just made a kayak box. It's like giant. Like, dude, you're taking way too much tackle out on your kayak. But anyway, jig heads. My preference is the Old Hams jig head with a screw lock and the weed guard. I'll put a link, but it has a screw lock on it, so you put the soft plastic on there and you twist it on it, and it's not gonna come off. Like, I'm pulling on that pretty hard. It's not gonna come off there. Fish ain't gonna pull your soft plastic off. And then it has a weed guard on it, so you can see you set that, and then I'm actually putting a fair amount of pressure on top of this right here, and it's not poking me. The weed guard is excellent on these, and you can throw these in heavy cover. But colors for soft plastics, I just go light and dark, man. I keep it very simple. I got this is the white ice, white clear, whatever will work, and then dark Chicken of the Sea, and that's it, man. I've thrown I got all kind of soft plastics. I'll show you one day in my garage. I got like a big giant shelf. I probably got easily 100 packs of soft plastics, but these are the only two I'd take on the kayak right now. Sometimes I'll take these guys, the Victoria's Secret, but I catch way more on the Chicken of the Sea color. All right, number one favorite artificial lure, the bait that I have the absolute most confidence in, is the Gulp Swimming Mullet. It just catches fish, man. Me and my brothers joke around that if you throw a Gulp Swimming Mullet and nothing's hitting it, there's no fish right there, man, because like I really feel it's that good of a bait. They come in a lot of different colors. This is the chartreuse, this is pumpkin seed, new penny is a very good color, and then also the Gulp shrimp, they work really good too. I caught it as like a 22 or 23 inch trout in one of my videos on the new penny with a chartreuse tail. But you can fish these two different ways. You can fish it on a jig head, you know, and just work it along the bottom. You can do two of them on a leader. It's called a tandem rig. Comment if you want to see a tandem rig. I'll do a separate video on it because that's a really good way. If you watched my video on the Super Beast Reds, Ethan, my brother, he's another Slot City Fishing team member. He caught that big giant redfish from the kayak on tandem chartreuse swimming mullets. The other way that you can do it is on the jig head under a popping cork, and then you already know popping cork simulates a fleeing bait fish, or it simulates a feeding fish. So like if you ever hear a speckled trout bust topwater, it sounds very similar to that. This particular popping cork is High Water Lures. This is the Strikinator. We met the guy George Spivey down there in Louisiana, and he just gave us a whole bunch of these to use, and so far it's my favorite popping cork that I've ever used. And the only reason why is I caught a whole bunch of fish on it, man. The name of the game with your artificial lures is just confidence, and it just brings them in, man. And then the Gulp has the stank, the goodness on it. It's got this like juice in it that's pretty gross stuff. A really good tip for y'all is you can dump all your Gulp out. This is just a waterproof little container, and keep all your Gulp in there. And that's it. That's all I'm taking out on the kayak with me. But that's gonna wrap it up for my video. As you can see, let's do some math right here. All your terminal tackle, you got, you know, you probably already have that stuff. Let's just say you spent $10 in jig heads and got a bunch of different sizes of it. We'll call these $5 a piece. So 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and then your baits, let's call them just $10 a piece, man. So 35, 45, 55, 65, 75, $85. All right, so you just got a whole bunch let's say this cork is 10 bucks. I don't think it's that much, 95 bucks. That's $100 in baits that's gonna last you a long time, because we're talking whole packs of soft plastics here. Another big tip for you, if you don't know about this already, is change your hooks on your baits, man. All that you need is your trebles and your split ring pliers. If you forget to rinse off your gear from the salt water or whatever, change your hooks, man. If you're missing a bunch of bites because your hooks you think they're too big, put on smaller hooks. But like this Top Dog, I've had this bait probably for 3 years now. And they last, man. I would rather buy, like I said earlier, buy once, cry once. I would rather buy this one bait, spend 10 bucks on it, get exactly what I want, and just rolling the dice, spending 30 and getting a box full of stuff that I'm just being honest here that I'm never gonna use. So yeah, there you go. I hope that this video was helpful for you. I haven't done anything like this on the channel yet, but like I said, the weather's bad out there, so I thought I'd kind of share you some tips. And I get a lot of messages from you guys now. Now the channel's getting bigger. We got 670 subs now, and it's growing really, really fast. And I'm starting to get like private messages from you guys asking me like, where should I fish? How should I fish this type of bait? What would you use in this situation? If you got any kind of questions like that, just comment, and then I'll try to do a video for you. But I tried to hit the high notes on a lot of the questions that I've got recently. But yeah, that's it. Kayak upgrades going killer. Stand by for that video. It should be out next week. We have a hurricane coming into the Gulf right now, so I don't know if I'm gonna be able to fish that tournament and then Heroes on the Water. I think that both of those are gonna get washed out this weekend, but I hope not, man, because I was gonna take the new kayak. But anyway, I'm gonna stop rambling. Then I gotta edit this video. I'm gonna try to get it posted up here in the next couple hours. But thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget, comment. I'll make sure you're sub. At the end of 1 month, I'm gonna give away all these baits. It's a lot of baits. And I got tons of this kind of stuff too, man, like the Down South lures. I'll hook it up, man, in those boxes. So yeah, thanks. Tight line, see you on the water.